What's up, guys, and welcome back to Chemical Guys Detail Garage. It's me, Jason, as you can probably see from this reflection of this filthy car. I'm currently on location. I'm visiting some family down in San Diego, and it looks like one of my family members' cars is pretty toasted. Little fleck marks here, some bee pollen, stuff of that nature, bird poop. It's basically been pretty neglected. Look at this chrome, it's pretty bad. So you got a POV view of me today. It's just me, so hopefully you can see everything that's going on and we can learn how to detail this car. Now, one of the key things to mention here is that I'm on location. I don't have access to running water. This is an apartment complex, as you can see, and I'm basically right here in the parking lot. I brought my quick load carrying caddy, and I don't know if you can see what's on here, but this thing is stacked with stuff. Like, I'm boggled at how much stuff I was able to fit into this carrying caddy. Because we're doing a waterless wash, I have my EcoSmart waterless wash and wax. This is a concentrated car wash soap that basically you can use without running water. You just need to dilute it with some water. So if you have access to a sink, a bathroom sink or a kitchen sink or anything like that, you can grab our Mr. Sprayer, which is right here, and fill that up. And I'll show you, this is already pre-filled and concentrated, but I just want to show you how much stuff I was able to fit into this carrying caddy. First of all, we've got 3 of these microfiber towels here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 workhorse microfiber towels over here. I've got my total interior for all that action. We've got clay luber and a clay block for those light to medium duty jobs, which this probably will need a little bit of. I've got my wheelie wheel brush here. I've got a hand polishing pad, just in case we need to get rid of any minor scratches and swirls. We've got the Big Blue Stiffy brush. I've got a pet hair brush here. VO7 Optical Select High Gloss Liquid Wax. We've got Hydro Slick Ceramic Coating Hyper Wax. I've got a light metal polish. I've got VRP for our vinyl, rubber, and plastic dressings. I've got some Diablo wheel cleaner sprayable so that we can hit the wheels without any water. Nifty brush, all kinds of brushes here. I've got the Boar's Hair brush as well as 3 of the interior brushes. I've got Speed Wipe for some quick detailing action, and a little Hydro View for the glass. In addition to that, I've got 2 microfiber applicators, this foam applicator, and on the other side of the bag here, I've got a couple polishes. I've got my V32, V36, and V38 polishes, as well as a small 4-ounce bottle of Leather Quick Detailer, just in case the inside needs some of that. So we're gonna take this Mr. Sprayer out. Basically, you just fill this up with a little bit of the EcoSmart soap and then fill the rest to the top with water. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pump this a couple different times. That's like 8 pumps or so. And then you just press down this button here and it should deliver a nice stream of spray. You can adjust the nozzle a little bit for flow, and as you can see, it locks down. So it actually sprays on its own, so you can relieve some pressure on your hands, or you can unclick it and just go manual. This is safe for paint, it's safe for wheels. So look at these dirty wheels. So we're gonna basically hit every part of this car. I'm just gonna give it a nice waterless rinse down. Now, luckily we're in the shade, so there's no sun that's beating down and going to cause water spots or this to dry too early, but I do wanna work one panel at a time just to ensure that we're pretty much taking care of this and not getting water spots anywhere. So once this is all drenched and good to go, I'm gonna grab a microfiber towel, inspect it for any tags. Oh, we got one here. Want to remove these tags to prevent scratches and swirls on your vehicle, and then fold it into 4s, so we maximize, in this case I might actually fold into 8s to maximize all the sides of this towel. And beginning from top to bottom, you just want to roll your wrist and drag this across. And as you can see, there's a huge dirt line right there, but this looks really nice and clean. So there is a wax already built into EcoSmart. You can see it on the bottom here. This ring, you definitely want to shake this up first so that you break up all of that wax in there and it melts into the product. As you can see from the feet here, it's already built in, it's already mixed into this, so we don't have to worry about that. Once it's done, it might haze up a little bit because of the wax. You can just take a clean side of your microfiber and just buff that out, the rest of it. So let's continue with the rest of this car. Now the nice thing about these towels is that it's got two different pile sizes. You have the heavy pile side here, the high pile, and the low pile here. You can see this is doing a great job of picking up all the dirt and grime. I'm gonna fold it to another clean side here and just continue wiping. When there's no water, you definitely need to be careful about your paint and scratching it. So what's really great about EcoSmart is it has built-in lubrication so that it uplifts all the dirt and grime off the surface by letting it just sit there for a little bit, and then it gently glides off the paint. So your risk of scratching and swirling is much more minimal. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my wheelie brush and some Diablo wheel cleaner. So I'm just gonna hit this with some Diablo all around the whole wheel. And I'm gonna take my wheelie brush and just work onto the rim of the tire here. And you can see all that dirt is actually coming up. Now the only problem with this is that without running water, I'm not gonna have much of a shot to clean this or clean the brush. So I'm not even sure if this is ethical. I can check with Henry, Joey, Nick before we go live with this video. But what I assume I can do after this is actually take my Mr. Sprayer and hit this with some waterless wash after I've scrubbed it. And I feel like that should kind of take off all this stuff. My guess is you could actually fill this with just straight water to rinse it if you needed to. Since I already used this dirty microfiber towel and I'm not really worried about these wheels, they're not too sensitive, I'm gonna reuse this to save on towels and wipe off the wheels themselves. This wheel is just completely dirty still, and then this wheel here, bam, look at that. That's a crazy difference. Now to go even one step further, I can take out my Big Blue Stiffy and use the Diablo already that's on here and just get the tire as well. I'm just gonna grab the same microfiber towel that we had before, turn this inside out, and I'm just gonna buff off what we just did here. Just dry it off a little bit. That way, when we put a dressing on this, it'll stick better, it'll bond better. As you can see, we've cleaned this car. However, the paint does feel a little rough, and you can see all of the contamination on this paint, like all the little yellow flecks and pieces. You can feel it as well. It does not feel smooth, it feels rough. So what we're gonna do is break out our clay luber and our clay block, which is a light to medium duty clay block. Now this is a very sticky material. The beauty with this and being off location is if I had brought a piece of clay and I dropped that on the ground, look at all these rocks and stuff, it would have picked up all this dirt. You can't use that clay anymore. Whereas this, if we happen to drop it, which I won't, you just simply need to clean it off, spray it off, and wipe it down, and it's still good to go. Now in this case, I am gonna break out a pair of gloves because I do not wanna work on this without them. You could if you wanted to, but ideally, anytime you're detailing, you really want to wear gloves. You don't know what people have touched. Thankfully, this is a family member of mine, so not too worried about it, but at the same time, the clay luber and all that stuff, it gets kind of messy. So it's just better to always wear gloves if you can, if you have access to them. So I'm gonna grab my clay luber, set it to spray, and we're gonna liberally spray the surface of this with the clay luber. Oops. And we're gonna spray our clay block for lubrication. And I'm just gonna glide this over the surface, up and down, straight lines. And you can see right away all those yellow contaminants are just coming right off the paint. Be very, very liberal with your clay lube because you don't want this pad sticking at all to the paint. But essentially, we're just gonna go back and forth, left to right, or up and down. And you see, we washed this with EcoSmart, but these stubborn pieces are still there, and that's because they're stuck into the pores of the paint. When we're using a clay block or a clay bar, it's a sticky substance, so it actually pulls all the contaminants from the pores of the paint and rejuvenates it and makes it soft again. And you can pretty much keep going until it feels super smooth. You'll know, you'll be able to feel the difference between when it feels rough and smooth. And now that we're done with that, we can put this down, we can grab a clean microfiber towel, and then we just need to gently clean this up. Now, same thing goes with this than everything else. You kind of want to work section by section, because if you can see here, this part that's still very lubricated and wet, the product's coming off very easily. And this you can buff off because we've already taken off all the contaminants, and this is a fresh towel, so we know we can just buff this back and forth. But over here, it's starting to dry up. And if that happens to you, it's okay. What you can do is just grab a quick detail spray and give it another pass with that, and you should be okay. Now, as you can see, the paint looks so much better. It is actually gleaming. You can probably see my reflection in here at this point, all my stuff on the ground, as compared to, say, let's say this side, which has all of that dirt and grime still running down here. Looks like sprinklers. There's like heavy water spots, heavy runoff water spots. It just looks dingy, dull, neglected. And then this side over here is clean, reflective, looks very nice. Now, we're not done here. For the B-pillars and the windows, I think I'm just gonna use Speed Wipe. This is a spray gloss and quick detailer. It works on everything. This is cherry scented. This delivers brilliant shine, clean shines, and protects. It's anti-static, and basically it's just a spray and wipe type of solution. So you just spray and wipe, and you can see the B-pillars already are coming back to life. And I'm just going to do that on all the plastics of this car here. This also works on paint, it works on wheels. It does work on glass, but we have a ceramic for the glass, so we're going to take care of that. I'm going to hit the passenger side mirror here. Look at this, all the dirt that's coming off. Flip to a clean side, buff off to reveal that beautiful, beautiful shine. I'm gonna hit this piece too, since I didn't get it with the EcoSmart. And this should work as well on these bee poops or pollens and things of that nature. As well as, I'll show you on the glass as well. Now that stuff is pretty heavy and stuck on there, so actually, something that also works on glass is a clay block and clay luber. So we can actually also use this, lubricate, and look at that. Take the pollen right off with this clay block. Grab our microfiber towel to wipe off all the excess. And we almost have a clean passenger side of this car. I want you to take a close look at this 50/50. Look at how terrible the right side of this car is, with all the dirt, the contamination, the bird poop, the bee pollen, just everything embedded into the surface here. Like, all this stuff is just gonna damage your paint if you leave it here. Versus the left side, which we cleaned with EcoSmart waterless wash, Speed Wipe quick detailer, and then we use our clay block with clay luber to remove all the contaminants from the surface. Now, we want this to stay like this, so the next step in the process would be to add some sort of protection. In this case, we have our Hydro Slick ceramic protection. spray this as well, because we are going to apply the ceramic coating to the whole hood, not just half the hood. So again, just back and forth, be very, very liberal with the lubricant. You want to make sure that you are not getting this stuck on the paint at all. You just want it to glide, and you can see all the dirt and grime coming out of the pores of the paint. This is just restoring that beautiful luster to the paint, getting rid of any sap, bird poop, any kind of embedded contaminants that are stuck into the pores of the paint here. Will all be absorbed with the clay block. If this gets too dirty, simply wipe it off on a clean microfiber towel and then keep going. It should restore its stickiness, its sticky texture, and then you can just continue working on the car. I do want to mention something here, guys. Now, we cleaned this hood just now, and this is the exact reason why you need to take care of your vehicle and give it proper maintenance. If you see bird poop land on your car, you need to take care of that as soon as possible. I recommend even having a quick detail spray inside your car for those instances, because the acidity inside of the poop, look at this. This is completely damaged. We can't get rid of this. This is not coming out with a clay bar. This is ruined. This has eaten through the clear coat, and we can't fix that. So unfortunately, same thing with this scratch here. Now, that doesn't mean we can't coat it with a coating on top. So we still can. In this case, I'm going to only use 2 drops because the pad is already saturated from our earlier use. And we can still blotch this out and give it a coat of ceramic. So at least this is covered and you won't have any additional damage to your hood. But at the same time, you want to make sure you take care of those things as soon as possible. So I'm going to cover the last pass. Same thing, 50% each pass, just to ensure even coverage across the entirety of the hood. You don't want to miss any spots here. And then back again, side to side. Once that's covered, I'm going to make sure I get this side too, because we did this as well. Let that sit for a little bit, buff it off, and you are protected with ceramic. Make sure all of that Hydro Slick is off the paint. You do not want high spots. It will create a little rainbow mark, which once that cures and becomes solid, the only way to get that off is by polishing it out with the machine. So definitely minimize your work. It's fixable. You just don't want to have to do it, you know? Everything can be fixed, so don't be afraid to try things too, because you really can't go wrong with our products. I mean, the only thing that you might need is a correction if you use it incorrectly, but that's what we're here for, to teach you exactly how to do it. So, and we can teach you how to fix it. I also brought some light metal polish here. Now, as you can see, this is deeply affected with some water spots and all kinds of debris on here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna shake this product up, because as you saw, it separates when it sits a little bit. Grab a clean microfiber applicator, put a couple drops of light metal polish on here, and the same thing goes for pretty much every product. You just want to dab it onto the area that you're working on so that it's a nice even spread of product, and then just work that in. And just with a simple pass, you can already see the metal is coming back to life. Like, look at this before right here, and we'll just quickly rub this on here. And without even wiping it, you can tell that it's a huge difference already. At this point, you just grab a clean microfiber towel, or a clean edge at least, we'll find. And then just buff off the remaining. And look at that reflection. It's insane. Like completely brought back to life. It's so simple. Anyone can do it. And it works wonders on all metal, chrome, exhaust tips, like pretty much all the accents on your car that need to shine properly will shine properly with this product. I mean, look at that. It's a night and day difference here, guys. Now for our final step, what I'm going to do is grab our Hydro View. This is a ceramic glass coating cleaner and protectant. Grab ourselves a fresh microfiber towel, making sure to pull the tag off, and we're going to take care of the windows. Now this is going to give you the same protection as Hydro Slick, but for your glass specifically. So just spray that and wipe, and look at how clear the glass looks after wiping with this product. This is definitely one of my favorites. Flip to a clean side and just buff off the excess. And you have glass that you can see through, or in this case with tints, you can barely see through, you see yourself. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side. A couple sprays, spray the towel just to keep that nice and moist as well. And just give it a quick couple passes. Flip to a clean side, buff the rest off. And that is some clean looking glass. This is probably the best glass cleaner I've ever used in my life, and I'm not just saying that because I work at Chemical Guys. I legitimately use this everywhere. My home, the office windows, like anything that needs to be cleaned, I use this because it helps it last longer too. It has anti-static properties that will prevent the dust from sticking to the glass for the next time. And I mean, look at that, it just looks so great. Same thing here, just spray and wipe, and look at that. I mean, just look at the difference side by side. It's insane. And this not only is cleaning your glass, but it's also leaving behind a coating of ceramic, so it'll be easier to clean next time, and you're gonna have hydrophobic properties on your glass. And look at those turbulence, that's pretty bad. All right guys, so how'd I do? Leave your comments down below. Let me know if I did a great job based on what I was given here. No water, no nothing. How much stuff I was able to pack into this quick load carrying caddy. I mean, this is crazy. You could literally detail this whole car just with the stuff I brought in this caddy. Probably need a couple more towels to do the whole thing just because this is exceptionally filthy, but if you're just doing a basic maintenance wash or something like that, you should have no issues with the quick load carrier caddy and the products that we have here. I literally fit every possible thing. We even have stuff for the interior. I can do total interior inside. If you want to see that, leave a like, leave some comments down below, subscribe to the channel, and then if enough people want me to go and try to do the interior with this stuff, I'll go ahead and do that. But this video is long enough for you guys. So what do you think of the results? We've got this beautiful, beautiful, shiny car on this side now, as opposed to this side, which is absolutely filthy. So I'm gonna have to do the rest of this vehicle real quick. Stay tuned for the next episode. I don't want to keep you for the next hour and a half while I detail the rest of this car. If you enjoyed this and you like any products that you saw in this video, make sure you go to chemicalguys.com or to your local detail garage. If you need to find one near you, you can go to the store locator listed on our website, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.